Greetings and welcome to today's Utopia Living Show. Today we have our wonderful guest and my wonderful, beautiful friend, Katie Sulkowski. Katie is a creative writer. She's also a communications guru. We had the pleasure of meeting, working together on an Ada's Army project with New York Times bestselling author Alice Randall. And Katie has worked with Alice on this project of health and wellness. So you're also very passionate about health and wellness and empowering women as I am, and so we have a lot in common, and I think that's why we just click. And so I really wanted to have a conversation with you and let our viewers just hear more about what it is that you do and what you offer the world. I've had a chance to read your poetry. You brought me your beautiful poem today, Ancient Rainbow, which almost brought me to tears, and I feel like it connects so much with just the essence of who you are and your passion around women and their self-esteem, and you just finished and completed your first novel.
First young adult novel.
Oh, awesome. So tell us, what's the name of it and what is your focus and your purpose for your writing?
Well, the working title is Maya's Story, and it's unpublished, but it is finished, so I'm in the editing process. And that is a fiction novel. It starts out with Maya, who is 14 years old. She's a freshman in high school, and she learns to play her Les Paul guitar. And it's very much about her going through a lot of new firsts. First year of high school. First year she really faces a lot of her fears and challenges that can come up in high school. She's an independent young thinker, very creative, and has a big vision for herself. And so she's learning and carving her path. How is she going to have that vision come true? And that is something that I definitely grew up with, having a wonderful, support system around me, encouraging me to, have a vision, cultivate creative talents. And for me, that was writing. The main where our paths really cross, like you said, is the empowerment of women. And I particularly would like to, extend my gifts to girls who are, preteens and teens, because that is such a dynamic time for young women. We're growing, we're learning new things, we're trying out our talents, we're discovering almost, every day. And I started writing this book because I was thinking to myself, what would be a book that I would have wanted on my bedside table when I was 13? And Maya's Story was that story. And the nice thing is I've also, created a complementary book that's a nonfiction book for teens. And that one has it focuses on self-confidence and creative power. So whether that's, creative expression, you're a musician or an artist, visual artist or a performing artist, certainly using your voice, even if that's in school, just having the confidence and the courage and encouraging, one another to be able to, be yourself and speak your truth, really. So those two books complement each other, and my dream and my hope is to have those published in the near future and create a whole community of artistic young youth who can share each other's wisdom.
I love that, Katie. And one of the things that really rung out loud for me is when you spoke of Maya, the character in a book, being an independent and creative thinker. And I think that so many young girls and even grown women struggle with being independent thinkers. And what that speaks to me is really having a level of self-awareness and owning who it is that God has uniquely created each of us to be, which I'm very passionate about in my coaching as well, helping people come to that realization, but not being a follower, but maybe being a trailblazer and a trendsetter, in your own right. And that doesn't always mean style, which I love fashion, but it also means just, like you said, finding your voice. And for those teenage girls to really, drum to or march to their own drum beat and the one that they are created to impart into the world. And so I think our teenage girls really need that, and they need your writing, and I'm so excited that you finished. I'm so excited about when it will actually be available for all to come and read. And we are actually right now sitting in this beautiful, do you see this gorgeous blue wall and all the vibrant colors? And so we're currently sitting in Eastside Story. It's an independently owned bookstore in East Nashville, which is so creative. And it's just full of different artists and entrepreneurs. And so the owner of this shop is Chuck Beard, a friend of Katie's, and he allowed us to come in here and film. And so I can see this probably being one of those first places where your book might be available.
Definitely.
Right? We're going to speak that into fruition. so I think we're getting a thumbs up from Chuck in the corner, which we'll come back to and talk to later. But I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your work. I appreciate your heart. And if you could just share a little bit about your beautiful poem that you gifted me today, Ancient Rainbow, because it is so precious and so special.
Okay, I'd be glad to. Ancient Rainbow is a name that I discovered for myself. You know, I believe that we are all old souls, and this also speaks to part of my upbringing. Both of my parents were painters, and so you know, the visual arts were very prominent in my upbringing. And I'll just read a couple of short stanzas here. It says, Ancient Rainbow, I am the bowl of paint God used to color the world. My eyes are greener than the grass and snap peas. My legs are more yellow than sunflower stalks. My cheeks are rosier than ranunculus, cherry blossoms, and cranberries all put together. The red fire in my hips run deep. Like the yellow sun, I am yellower. My blue runs deeper than the ocean. My stillness is the ocean's being. We are interconnected in water, of air, with cloud, in rain, in all rivers and lakes. What I say to us matters. Our chemistry is our biology. And it goes on.
And it goes on.
Maybe Naya could finish that at some point in another episode.
Yes.
But it's very much, a way that I found my voice. And from that, I found another persona, basically.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And this one line that I've seen kind of as something that reoccurs, I am the bowl of colors God used to paint this world, really stands out to me. And so I think it just shows the mixture, the unique, beautiful, creative mixture that God has purposed in each of us to add to the world.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. So the message from that would be, never lose your rainbows. Always hold on to them and paint the world with them. That's what we're here to do.
That's what we're here to do. Well, thank you so much, Katie. I just appreciate you being a part of the show today, and we certainly, again, appreciate Eastside Story for allowing us to film in this beautiful place, and make sure you check it out. Thank you so much.